serious, you should be correcting for the cross, for the wind.
Okay.
Because you remember, you always line the plane even when on the ground.
Yes.
And that's what I'm really hoping for, is it's just small nitpicks and stuff like that, nothing too serious. Because I think you should be good pilot, but we'll see.
Alright, there's the big line. There's 3-5 on the ground. Oh, there's 3-5 here.
this runway 3 and so perturbation. Okay. Does that make sense? Yeah. So, how do you do crosswind correction of your crosswind landings? What's your thought process? Special traffic skyline 9840 Papa's. Flying upward will stay right close traffic for runway 35 red zone traffic. What's your thought process behind that?
You're gonna dip the wing into the wind and opposite rudder.
Okay.
To keep one center line.
Okay. Yeah, so what I'm saying is you're not maintaining that balance properly. Do you want me to do a landing?
Yes,
Show you?
please.
Okay. So, yeah. Special traffic, style 9840 Papa, currently right base runway 35 red zone traffic. So keep it coming around. And you see, because I know the winds are pretty strong, I don't think they're strong-ish, but it's just the way that they are. So I made a good, I try to make a good kind of how you do it. And this one's kind of a little bit extended, but you can see how I'm kind of playing it close, right?
Yes.
Red zone traffic style 9840 Papa, starting final runway 35, touch and go, red zone traffic. So here, I'm a little bit off to the right, which is fine. Keep it cover. Now that I'm lined up, I'm going to dip my right wing and add that left rudder. And you can see how even though I'm high, this slipping technique, look how stable I am. Now if you look at my controls and my rudders, I'm kind of doing a lot of adjustments, right? Yeah. But in terms of my point of aim, which is the runway numbers, it's still consistent, right? Yeah. But you can see even here, I'm able to slow myself down. And I'm only going to be using 2 notches of flat because I think the wind's a little bit too strong right now. And then look at my speed though. See how it's being consistent? I'm keeping it a little bit fast because I know I have that extra wind that I kind of need to control the flight. But then here we go. Keeping that nose straight, keeping that crosswind correction. Getting into the crosswind. Then bring that nose up and let the swing land. Landing a little bit flat there, but my goal was trying to keep that right wheel to hit force, right? Okay, and now go. That's that front wheel. Yeah. And all you have to do now is just keep that nose just add a little bit of that pressure. It's a sporty day today.
Yes, it is.
This is a good day to fly.
It's a good day to fly out. It's not a good day to land.
No. These are the good days to land. See, this is the thing. If you can land like this, it makes your regular flying better.
Yes.
So that's why I enjoy. Just look, it's doable. These planes can take it. The biggest, you see, I would have let you continue that landing. Because I'm trying to skyhawk 9840 Papa flying up wind 135. The only reason that I took over was because we had that bolt. Because you see, even though we landed flat, what did I do? I kept my nose up. Right? Okay, do you have control?
Okay, you have control.
So that's the key thing I want you. Dip that right wing and then add that left rudder.
Okay.
And then try and see that balance.
Okay.
And the way that I think of it, if you have a mark in your windshield, keep that centered to the runway numbers. that right wing. Give yourself a little power. Because you felt that sink that we're having? Yeah. That's the thing, we're going into the wind now, so we're having a good sink. And keep firing for that right wing to stay down because you need to fly straight, right? Yes. Start pulling at the power. Keep that nose coming down, keep that nose coming down. Don't soft land. Okay, do that ground. There we go. Now we start bringing our nose up slightly. Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. Much better. Never mind, make sure you watch it on that rudder. And we're gonna add that power. You gotta add that crosswind, that right rudder down or right aileron down for that crosswind correction because we're getting slower. That's why we kind of drifted off. And then when we take off, you have to let that plane weather rain into the wind using rudder. You get what I just said? I heard what you just said. I'm trying to process it. Yeah. So I have control. You have the control. It's just so that you can focus on what I'm trying to say. So when you land, right? As you start slowing down, we have to start adding more of that right aileron down or the wind's going to push us. Gotcha. Right? Just like how when we take off, what do? We always have right aileron, and then we take it out as we speed up, right? Okay. And then as we take off, if you want to stay over the runway, you have to let the plane crab or weather vane into the wind naturally. Okay. And you just control that with your rudders. Does that make sense? Yeah. Because then, you know where the wind's coming from, and then the plane will fly straight this way, even though I'm pointing this way. Yes. Okay, you have control? Okay, I have control. You have control? Yeah. I just want to take control so you can toss this while not having to worry about flying. How you're now starting to cut it in only. We could have descended a little bit more because you can tell we're really high. Yes. So what do you do? I'm gonna go around. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna add power. Right. Yep. And get the positive rate of line. And bring the add full power. Yes. Full power. And bring the flaps up. The one that told you bring it back to 1800? I'm sorry? Like when you paddle back to start your descent, do you always go down to 1800? Yes. Okay. Why? The biggest thing that I'm seeing is you paddle back to 1800, and then we stop. What do? We point the nose down, right? Yes. That's causing you to gain speed, right? Yes. Which is then causing you to float. So, try 1700. Okay. Let's make it a little bit slower because ideally, that on downwind you're maintaining A5, right? A5 on downwind, 75 on base, 65 to 62 on final, right? Yes. So let's try that. I think you're just keeping in a little bit too much power. Okay. Which is what that's doing is it's causing us to gain speed as we descend, and then it's also causing us to float, which is keeping us up higher. Okay. It could also be the wind slightly affecting it, but let's try this. So next time let's be around 16 to 1700. Okay. And see if that's a little bit easier. Instructors, we all have our different styles and techniques. The only thing I care is that it makes it walk. Okay. So you can be... Go ahead. So you can be playing the hokey pokey as you're landing. As long as it walks, then we can follow. I'll ask you where we take when we're on the go. Okay. I want you to focus on that base, I would just keep it a good, consistent tone.
Okay.
Don't bother trying to straighten it out, because you see how we keep overshooting?
Yes.
Yeah, we're getting a little low.
Yes.
Add a little power. And then keep that nose coming down. Keep it coming down. Get that close. Get that side slip in. You can pull that power back. That correction in. Keep it in. Power back. There we go. Just let it go. Don't let it. Kind of a flat landing, but we made it. How did that go?
Yes.
Keep that right throttle and keep that closer correction as we speed up. It should be in sync as you land. Kick that in.
Okay.
And you already have it in because of our side slip technique. So how did that speed feel?
That's a lot better.
Okay. Yeah, so I think what's happening is that 1800, which 1800 may work on a good casual day.
Okay.
But on a day like today where we have a lot of these winds, I think powering back, having it go a little bit slower, keeps it much more easier. And then for that bass, this is one of those cases where you just have to keep that like a constant tone.
Okay.
Just because of how the wind is.
Yes.
But keep that nose coming down. You keep having a tendency to keep it up,
Okay.
which is causing us to go hot, float longer.
Okay.
So keep that nose pointing on those runway numbers.
Okay.
That will help you. You still good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe two more.
Two more? Okay. But so I like to keep my nose when I'm descending. I start the nose, but then I kind of level it off because the power loss keeps me descending, but I can still hit my speed. Yeah, there we go. That's a good base to find. Okay. Yeah. So keep that nose coming down, and then, yep. Power back. No, you're good. Keep that nose coming down. So remember, we have to have that left rudder and the right aileron correction.
Not ahead, isn't it?
No, you're getting it, but you're not maintaining it.
Okay.
That's the trick. Okay, stop pulling out that power. Yep. So keep it in, looking at the end of the runway, right? Looking at the end. And you can see how fluid I am on this, right?
Yes.
And then, just keep that nose and don't let the plane land. Don't let the plane land. Just keep taking yourself.
Okay.
See?
Yes.
Keep that right aileron in as we speed up, slowly take it out, rotate, and then let the nose drift into the wind.
Oh, okay.
That's getting your climb angle.
Okay.
That's the power. Do you see what kind of get?
Yes.
The biggest thing is that sink. That's the big thing.
Okay.
Yeah. But this is a good. Okay. Keep that nose to the runway numbers. Yep. And that's right. Left rudder, right aileron now. Right now. Can you see that slip? Okay, keep it coming down. Keep it coming down. Start taking out that power. Start taking her out. Keep that nose coming. There's a slip, that's fine. We can catch it. Look at the end of the runway and then put the nose to that. There we go. Relax, 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 relax. There we go. Best landing yet. Maybe we get the wind shift and decide to be and then here. Just full aerodynamic braking force. And then you can add that brake. Okay. Okay. Turn around. First on traffic, sky 98405 plus back taxiing on runway 17 for Alpha, redstone traffic. Yeah, that was a good flight. Woo, 7! How do you feel?
I do feel a little more confident with the with putting in the corrections.
Yep. The biggest thing is, a lot of people, they add it, but then they take it out. Is maintaining that. And you'll know, because that's why I tell you to point at the runway numbers. Because you can see yourself shifting if you're not holding it, just by the wind. And then just keep that note. But I don't like the sound of it.
Me either.
As you pushing those down, push it down. I guess the wind's coming from behind, so we always dive away from the wind. That's why with that crosswind correction when taxiing. So always dive into the wind, or dive away from the wind, and then neutral when you're into the wind. Okay. Follow the magic yellow line. So traffic Skyhawk 9840, Papa's clear of runway 3517 and Alpha. Redstone traffic. So now that the wind's coming from the right, then you do that taxi. Yep. You're getting it. Woo, that was a good flight. I enjoyed that flight. You sweat? Your palms are sweaty right now?
No, actually they're not.
Cool.
Alright, let's see.
So it didn't completely scare you?
No.